those items.
Yes.
In November of 2017, Crane's New York Business reported that the Trump Organization provided, quote, influence Crane's ranking of the largest companies in New York. According to the report, while the Trump Organization reported nearly $9.5 billion in revenues in 2016, public filings suggested revenues were actually less than 1/10 of that knowledge. Did the president or his company ever inflate assets or revenue?
Yes.
And was that done with the president's knowledge or direction?
Everything was done with the knowledge and at the direction.
Well, tell us why he would do that and what purpose did it serve?
It depends upon the situation. There were times that I was asked, again with Alan Weisselberg, the CFO, to go back and to speak with an individual from Forbes, because Mr. Trump wanted each year to have his net worth rise on the Forbes wealthiest individuals list. And so what you do is you look at the assets and you try to find an asset that has, say, for example, 40 Wall Street, which is about 1.2 million square feet. Find an asset that is find the highest price per square foot that's achieved in the area and apply it to that building. Or if you're going off of your rent roll, you go by the gross rent roll times a multiple, and you make up the multiple, which is something that he had talked about. It's based upon what he wanted to value the asset at.
You know, you have provided this committee with copies of the president's financial statements or parts of them from 2011, 2012, and 13. And Mr. Chairman, I would like to submit those for the record. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to submit the statements to the record.
Subject order.
Thank you. Can you explain why you had these financial statements and what you used?
So these financial statements were used by me for two purposes. One was discussing with media, whether it was Forbes or other magazines, to demonstrate Mr. Trump's significant net worth. That was one function. Another was when we were dealing later on with insurance companies, we would provide them with these copies so that they would understand that the premium, which is based sometimes upon the individual's capabilities.
Direction and with his knowledge?
Yes, because whatever the numbers would come back to be, we would immediately report it back.
And did this information provided to us inflate the president's assets?
I believe these numbers are inflated.
And of course, inflating assets to win a newspaper poll to boost your ego is not a crime, but to your knowledge, did the president ever provide inflated assets to a bank in order to help him obtain a loan?
But you may answer that question.
These documents and others were provided to Deutsche Bank on one occasion where I was with them in our attempt to obtain money so that we can put a bid on the Buffalo Bills.
Thank you for your answer.
Gotcha.
I'd like to yield a second to the gentleman from North Carolina.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. I want to ask unanimous consent to put into the record an article stat which indicates that Mr. Cohen's promised to access not just Trump, but also the circle around him. It was almost as if we were hiring a lobbyist, close quote. I ask unanimous consent. I ask unanimous consent that we put into the record a criminal referral for violating Section 22 USC of the statute number 611. I ask unanimous consent that my letter referring Mr. Cohen for violating FARA for illegal lobbying activity be entered into the record.
Without objection to it.
I ask unanimous consent that the first order of business for this.
Look at her grinning in the back. She think they got him.
Way criminal referrals at the next business meeting.
are not documents. They're objective. They're objective.
One
So
simple
we're
word.
objecting to a unanimous consent request? Is that what, Mr. Chairman?
I'll take care of it, don't worry. Yes.
I will yield back.
Now, let me be clear. Mr. Heiss, I'm gonna give you the whole 5 minutes. All right?
Thank you, Mr.
He
Chairman.
tried to play the chairman and got played.
And now, Mr. Meadows.
Come with it,
The
Cummins.
chairman made me, the ranking member, made me aware that I had given a little more time to Ms. Washington Jones. I was gonna let you do that anyway. But I just want the committee to know that because there's gonna be critical in the 5 minutes, all right? All right, thank you very much. Ms. Heiss, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cohen, you claim that you lied, but you're not a liar. Just to set the record straight, if you lied, you are a liar by definition. You also said a moment ago that the facts are inaccurate.
Okay, this
If
is
they
what
are
I want you to
facts, They
remember.
are accurate, and that would make you inaccurate. But I'd like to take a moment to, I'd like to know who you consulted with to prepare for today's hearing, Lanny Davis and.
White collar shade.
I consulted with my counsel, Lanny Davis, as well as Michael Monaco.
All right, did you or Michael or Lanny Davis or anyone else cooperate with the Democratic majority to prepare for this hearing?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Did you or anyone else on your team cooperate with the Democrat Party in preparing for this hearing?
We've spoken to the party.
Okay, did you prepare with Chairman Cummings or anyone on your team?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by prepare?
Prepare for this hearing.
I prepared with my counsel.
Did you prepare with any, the Democrat majority or Chairman Cummings,
We spoke with Chairman Cummings and the party.
with Chairman Schiff?
Spoke with Chairman Schiff and his people as well.
Were there any other individuals acting as a liaison for you with the majority party?
I'm sorry, sir. What do you say?
Did you have a liaison other than these that you've mentioned who were working with the majority to prepare for this hearing?
Yes, we spoke with the various
Damn.
individuals that you just
The former
raised.
pastor got an attitude.
Tom Steyer, regarding him or any of his representatives, anyone associated with him, is he or any of them paying Lanny Davis to represent you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Who is paying Lanny Davis?
At the present moment, no one.
So he's doing all this work for nothing.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
and I hope so.
I kind of doubt it, but how did Lanny Davis come to represent you? Did he approach you or did you approach him?
I reached out to Lanny Davis at the recommendation of my former counsel over at McDermott, Will and Emery, who knew Mr. Davis, and
So you reached out to Mr. Davis?
I did, yes, initially.
Okay, so did you want to testify before Congress or did he urge you to testify here?
I was asked to come here, and I am here, sir, voluntarily, because it's my
You were asked
decision.
by who? My question, did he ask you to come here?
No, sir.
Okay, because he says that he did ask you to come here and that he convinced you and also that he.
Heiss is trying to get on the record that the Chairman Cummings is one of Michael Coleman's liaisons. And he's not.
And to come here, he did not. persuade you to
Wordplay.
come here.
He did not persuade me. Actually, Chairman Cummings, which is part of the conversations that we engaged in with his people, as well as Chairman Schiff and others, we spoke in order to ask me to come here voluntarily.
I find the connecting of the dots here with Mr. Davis and you, and frankly, the chairman and perhaps others to be rather stunning that there is an agenda for all this happening here today. And I believe.
Next
frankly,
caller.
wants to bring the president down, to impugn the president. You made
In the
another
words of
class-
Kaya, next caller.
meant nothing to you then.
Go away,
We had an
Heiss.
oath here in this very room about a month ago, and it was, quote, "Be clear, that I will seek the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, end quote. It sounds like an oath to me. The chairman's statement in this very room last month, but here we are today, our first big hearing with, as you and we all know, a convicted liar, lying to Congress, a criminal. And I believe this witness is totally incompatible with the stated goal of having to seek the truth in this hearing. This is the first time in the history of Congress we have someone testifying here who has already been convicted of lying to Congress. So congratulations for being the first in Congress to do that, and Mr. Cummings as well. I can't believe we have brought this committee to its knees in terms of losing its credibility. And it's a shameful mockery.
No, you did that 2 years ago.
Councilman Simon expired. Mr. Lynch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me just pick up on those last comments.
Here we go.
I want to talk about a law point. How about Mr. Papadopoulos pled guilty, Mr. Manafort convicted, pled guilty to 2 other charges. Mr. Gates pled guilty. Mr. Flynn pled guilty. Mr. Pinedo pled guilty. Mr. Van der Zwaan pled guilty. Mr. Kalimnik
Run it.
indicted for obstruction of justice. And for 2 years, you want to talk about an agenda, my friends on the other side of the aisle refused to bring any of these people up before the committee. So today, for the first day, we have one witness who voluntarily is coming forward to testify. Your side ran away from the truth, and we're trying to bring it to the American people. So,
Thank you. We're listening.
Mr. Cohen, first of all, thank you for voluntarily coming before the committee to testify. I want to ask you about your statements regarding Trump Tower in Moscow, and I want to drill down some of the facts and the details.